Get up the first thing this morning and see 50 young minds, 50 young students who are excited about getting an opportunity to do something as a kid I never could have even dreamed of.
Sure.
Most young people in our community never leave their neighborhoods until they're adults. But what we all know is that education really is the great equalizer. It does not matter your zip code, it does not matter your color or your gender. If you get a good education, there is nothing that you can't do. And so we have to fight to get our young people the same opportunity, the equal opportunity to have a great education that every student deserves. We're not there yet in some of the districts that I represent, but we're going to get there. That's if I don't have to continue to fight with the people in Washington who believe that they should block grant all education money to the states. They believe that we should not keep resources just to poor communities, that we should allow them to go to other communities. It's a lot of things going on right now. This past week, we had 3 hearings in 2 days on SNAP and child nutrition. Because they believe that those programs should be just totally decimated. The title of one of the hearings is How Public Assistance Makes People Not Want to Work. The other one was Waste, Fraud, and Abuse in the Food Stamp Program. You know, this is the thing, these are the things that they, you all think I'm kidding, but this is, they sit in meetings and they'll say, who are these people? Who mean these people? You mean American citizens? These people. This is what I deal with on a daily basis. And so I want you to just be mindful of the fact that even though we have some really hopeful things with Obamacare, and I call it that because Obama does care. We don't have a problem calling it Obamacare, was upheld and millions of people will continue to get their health care. I think it's important. I also think it's important for people to understand some of the other things that have done. We have tens of thousands of people in this state that work in the auto industry. He saved the auto industry. When we talk about the funding for education, you know, it's not enough, but he put more money into education than any other president in the history of this country. But here we are in 2015, and I believe in looking at history. And I think back to 50 years ago. Do you know that it was 50 years ago that the Higher Education Act was passed? Medicare and Medicare was passed. The Voting Rights Act. The Elementary and Secondary Education Act. So many things were passed 50 years ago, and we are dealing with the same things 50 years from now. There is a problem in this country that we need to try to address, and so I am hopeful that I can continue to fight the fights that we deal with every day. And by seeing all of you here, that makes me know that people really do care what goes on in this country. See, my colleagues don't believe people care. They believe we have resigned ourselves to be a nation that is voiceless. If you are poor in this country, they believe you are lazy. They don't believe that you want to work. They do not believe poor people want to work. They don't believe that education is going to change things. They don't believe in taking care of the most vulnerable people in this country because they want to cut every program that they can cut. The only thing they want to fund is the military. If we hadn't spent as much money on war, we wouldn't have problems with education.
Right. Yeah.
We've spent over $2 trillion with a T dollars just in Afghanistan and Iraq. We spend $300 million an hour.
Wow.
In war. Can you imagine what that would be in education? They don't want to fund public housing anymore. We are living in very, very perilous times, so I'm glad that everybody's here. I'm going to actually take some questions. I see some other elected officials that have come in. So if you would just introduce yourselves. I saw a few. I saw coming to Judge Rose. I saw who else. And just stand up if you've come in and introduce yourselves. No, stand up, introduce yourself, Judge.